So the other day I was just chilling out in the Edison Format Discord. Keegan comes to me and he says, "Carpath, what's your favorite mirror match?" And I was caught completely flat-footed because I actually had never thought about this. The main reason I haven't is because Edison, of course, is so diverse, and mirror matches like rarely ever happen, right? The only mirror match that like has any sort of statistical significance in Edison Format is probably the Blackwing mirror. Even that's probably not too common, but I don't really like that mirror match. Some people do. Some people think it's really skillful. To me, I feel like it's just super high variance and like sacky. I don't like what Sirocco does in that mirror match. I don't like. It feels like Blackwing's a deck that normally is fine going second, but in the mirror going first matters so much. And yeah, I don't know. I haven't actually thought about mirror matches a whole ton because, like I said, they're super rare. Um, but I didn't know how to answer the question. I thought maybe like quick draw. Or this is the first thing that comes to mind is probably a crazy mirror match. Because like this just it's just such a cool deck, and like they have this sort of slower play style that's super grindy and control. So you could picture it just being like this back and forth control grind fest that sounds pretty neat on paper at least. And then I also thought maybe the zombie mirror. But today I played a match with this cool deck I've been testing, and I realized this is actually the coolest mirror match that I've ever seen. So this is the new definitive best mirror of Edison Format. I of course am talking about, okay, this just looks like a quick draw hand, but as you can see, the reptile mirror. The reptilian mirror match. God, that was a bit. This was so based. You guys gotta watch this. It's great. It's great. I promise. There's so many great great interactions. So I get offerings to the Snake Deity here, which was insane. Popping both my Raikas. Very not good for me. He goes summon Mother Grizzly attack. Obviously his build of the reptilian stuff is very different from mine. I went this quick draw recurring nightmare route with it, and he's more playing just like a bunch of more reptiles with like Anata and recruiters. So here I summon Vasky and pop the Grizzly, and Vasky's super hilarious in this matchup because there can only be one of this face up on the field, and so if one player has it out, the other player can't bring it out, and then also you tribute it by summoning two zeros from either side. So you can both players can just use the other player's zero attack monsters to summon this, and it's super wacky. It's super wacky. So I summon Debris, go for Black Rose, and then I did this because I thought I would make the Gardena's timing, but it turns out I actually haven't read Gardena, and that card is mandatory. So it's a lot better than I thought, actually. Here he summons Vasky off my tokens, and I mirror force the Vasky. So the Vaskys be flying back and forth. He hits over Sangan. I get the quick draw, so now I'm in a really good spot. I go for Drill. I'm not leaking this deck list, by the way, because it's secret sauce at the moment. So apologies if you want the deck, but this build is top secret technology. I get my Drill Deprison, which like is the worst thing that can happen because I actually only play the one. Normally thinking I can just recycle them with Exodius or whatever, but obviously if you eat a Deep Prison, that's not good. Generally just shouldn't play into Bottomless or Deep Prison with Drill Warrior as a rule. It seems like a good idea, but you know, I just felt like we were fine. So I put everything back with Exodius, and it's like a lot. Holy shit. And we've drawn another Vasky, so I'm feeling really good here. I'm like, we hit into this. I'm like, if it's a reptilian, we contribute it to summon my Vasky. So I do that, and then he flips that up and crashes. I feel safe leaving this here because since I have Vasky on the field, he can't summon Vasky using my own zero attacks. So he has to like crash. I maybe should have tributed the Exodius, but he can crash into Exodius because zeros crash in this format, which is very funny. So he's going to do that, and he's going to search the tuner monster actually. So I'm a little interested to see what that does. The tuner, of course, has an effect that lets you steal a zero attack monster your opponent controls. So he yoinks my token, and then creature swaps me. So that was pretty silly. And he goes Vasky Pop. Now, I decide though just leave the Vasky there, or I don't econ. I'm like, we need this Vasky. We need to brain con this, so... And I didn't have a way to run over it either. Well, not a good way. So I decided to just brain con, get in, some of the quick draw. He opts not to attack here. Just gonna pop my set monster, which I'm not sure if that was the right play. He's got, this is like a 4200 evil dragon Anata, by the way. But anyway, I just econ it and kill him, so kind of the bit of an anticlimactic ending there, but still a very epic match. I open a sort of awkward hand here, but it has Dust Shoot, so it's like still pretty good. My opponent brought in Crow. Crow's like kind of mid against this build. It only really interacts with Debris Dragon, and I often side that card out. So we're just like big chilling here, and then I finally decide, all right, we're gonna make a play here, pitching the Debris Dragon, since like I said, I know he has the Crow, and it's just gonna stop my Debris Dragon play. I almost need a Deep Prison, but I have the Decree. This game was super weird. I think I misplayed a lot. So here we draw the Vasky, and then I pass. I think I misclicked on the pass button and just kind of went for it. And it just like afterwards I realized, you know what, I passed with this hand anyway. So I should have quick drawed in main 1 so I could hit over the Caius. End up going main 2 Vasky, but now I feel like I'm in an awkward spot. I don't want to quick draw. He hits into the set monster. It's just going to set his guy to 0. He's going to drop a Nada out my Vasky, and I just have a game shot with Nitro Warrior. But yeah, game 2 maybe not as cool, but game 1 was super sick with all the reptilian Vaskies and the interactions with that. So, you know, this is kind of a joke answer. I think if I had to really say, I think Quick Draw Mirror is probably the best mirror of the format, but every now and then you play like a meme mirror that's pretty fun too, and this was one of those. So it was a hype match for sure with my crazy reptilian recurring nightmare quick draw thing. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. You know, share the video, become a member, all that stuff. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.